Right. Welcome everyone to the Wine Animal YouTube channel. You might wonder why I'm sitting here with this bunch of motley crew blokes, but we'll get to that in a minute. But firstly, Beechworth is one of Australia's smallest but most exciting wine regions, tucked into the foothills of Victorian Alps in northeast Victoria. Let's call it a 3-hour drive from Melbourne. It's somewhere I used to visit when I was a child, and boy did I hate going there. A bakery and a lolly shop were basically the highlights of each visit, and now I find myself longing to head there as often as possible. How times change, and I guess I should thank my parents for dragging me there for decades. It's a cool climate region with a massive reputation. Only a handful of vineyards, but a history and quality level that's hard to ignore. The wine story here kicked off during the gold rush of the 1850s, fizzled out after phylloxera reared its ugly head, and made a serious comeback in the 80s and 90s. Sorry, these guys are awkward next to me, but we just have to get through this teleprompter script, all right? Vines now thrive on ancient granite and gravel soils, between 200 and 400 metres above sea level, with steep slopes and gentle rolling hills. Warm and hot sunny days with crisp cool nights help bring freshness and balance, while the soils add that signature mineral edge Chardonnay. Pinot Noir and Shiraz shine as well, but Italian varieties such like Nebbiolo and Sangiovese are quietly making their mark. Well, maybe not quietly, they certainly are coming in hot. Giaconda, arguably the jewel in Beechworth's crown, my personal favourite wine in all of Australia. And that may be my Chardonnay bio shining, but it's true. Founded in 1982 by Rick Kinsbrunner, a mechanical engineer turned winemaker powerhouse, Giaconda has become one of Australia's most sought-after boutique wineries. The vineyards just outside of town are perfectly positioned to soak up the best of the region's climate and terroir. The slope and soil change are evident. With the famed Roussan Amphitheatre blocks, Giaconda Chardonnay sits right at the top of almost every classification. It's not just one of Australia's best, it stands tall on the world stage. The Grand Cru of Australian Chardonnay. The production is tiny, which means every bottle is as precise and considered as it gets, and it makes it near on impossible to get on release day. The frantic rush and wait at 8 a.m. to see if you have been able to secure some Chardonnay is about as stressful as the wine world gets, with the secondary market truly showing the demand and quality for this mighty wine. Let that sink in. The entire Chardonnay bottling sold out within 90 seconds. How many other wineries can do that? Beechworth may be small, quaint area, but it delivers wines with a distinct voice. Wines that reflect the land, the altitude, and the passion of the people who make them. And Giaconda, it just might be the wine and winery that put Beechworth on the global map. If you see a bottle, especially the Chardonnay, don't just think about it, grab it. Because once it's gone, it's gone. Today, I'm going to look at the 21, 22, and 23 vintages of Chardonnay side by side. It's a question I get asked all the time, as to which one should be open now to enjoy, which one is my favorite. Well, let's get stuck in. And before we do that, I've got 4 wonderful people here on my side. I've got the technical genius in Lee, Life Behind Glass, a friend of mine who hosts events with me, travels around with me. I don't know anyone with more knowledge on vineyards and winery and tech spec than this guy, because that is really not anything that I'm really interested in. I'll be completely honest. I have longtime friend Dell, who a friendship was formed through the mighty Instagram. Like, who said social media was bad, right? Then I've got Ty here, who's related to Lee, who's also a friend of mine from Instagram, who's friends with Dell. You're getting what's going on here, right? And then we have Phil here, who just somehow randomly rung his way in here this afternoon, right? He joined us at lunch, brought us all some caviar pancakes, or hash browns, whatever we're going to call them, and then decided that he would join in on the video. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the 21, 22, and 23. We've literally opened these. We haven't decanted them. We've done nothing but take them out of the fridge. They're probably a touch cold. We poured them in the glass, and we're going to have a brief discussion on each wine. And if you're looking from a generalization point of view, 21 is the 100-point vintage. It's the one. It's the powerhouse, the beast, the one that everyone talks about. Oh, we need to sell the 21 for decades before we get to enjoy it. The 22 is like elegant, refined, soft, subtle. And the 23, the current release, or the new release, we'll call it, is sort of a blend of what these two are together. That's just my opinion. But we have 4 other experts, we'll call them, and we're going to talk about it. So the 21 lads, what do we reckon? We're going to go like 5 minutes each
also
wine.
worth noting that Ty and Phil and myself have not had the 23 Giaconda yet. Yep.
It's a generous kind of guy that I am, right? We're going to share
So
these
it's our
wines
first
with
time
people.
tasting it.
Peer
We're gonna
pressure.
put it together.
It's peer pressure.
Very
I
excited.
mean, I wanted to do this for everybody at home, but also for these guys here, because after all, if we don't share the wines, what's the point of having it?
100%.
First of all, we'll just say how big and powerful 21 is straight off the bat. Like salinity, there's crushed nuts, there's brine. You can sense it straight away, even off a fresh crack.
Yeah. The reductive, like flinty strut match.
Yeah.
Smells like the revolution.
Yeah, but like it's filling the room, right? Like that reductive. I mean, yes, we've got a few glasses of it poured and it's sort of open, but it's textural. It's there.
It's worth noting the 21 Giaconda. This bottle's a little bit warmer. It spends a significant time under my armpit. It's a bit more warm down. I'm almost up well. So any funky smells, I apologise.
Oh, that's what we're getting. That armpit and armpit smell. Yes,
The
that
armpit.
a fresh armpit. Yes, I get that. I get that.
It's that,
The old
links,
wet
links,
dog.
links Africa? We're getting a bit of the...
Well, I mean, the whole reason of doing this was I would have loved to have done this video on my own, right? It's a great idea to sit down and talk and read tech specs and do that. But true to my style, I feel like it's true to my style, is that it's more about sharing these wines with people who actually appreciate them. And for people that, drink a lot of wine regularly and that have not had the 23, it's an amazing chance for us to try this. And I think like the 21 is just like...
Yeah, it's
knockout.
Without a doubt, it's a powerhouse. Like, there's so much going on in the glass, and I think you also have to take a step back and just sort of dissect it of every. Because I think if you drink this too quickly, or if you're having a chat, you could also miss all the finer details throughout it. That you do have to actually sit there and just sort of ponder and think, and you'll pick up more and more and more as it sort of goes on and as you sit with it.
Yeah, I completely agree. You get that flinty reductiveness on the nose, but slowly as it kind of opens up, you get that nectarine and peach and floral start to develop. But obviously, it's like a beautiful, and you will probably attest to this, that like drawing tannin, like the oak tannin, but like in such a beautiful, like the oak use is really, really, and if you know Giaconda, you'll understand the oak is, extremely important to Rick's winemaking philosophy. And the tannin structure, and we don't talk about tannin enough with white wine, really, right? Because it's really not something you associate with. You associate with skin contact or red wine. But the tannin on this from the oak, it seems to me anyway, is just really what keeps it sort of going lengthwise.
I think it's important to remember that Giaconda is so unique. I mean, it's just sort of like, it's like anything else, right? Is that it was like anywhere else, sorry. It's not like Burgundy, it's not like Margrava. It's so distinctive Giaconda, both by style, vineyard, clone, everything. It speaks so much to Beechworth. I haven't tasted this wine since February. I did a Margrava versus Beechworth, best vintages, best Chardonnays from Australia, 16 wines.
Great idea.
The 2021. I'm going to bring that to Melbourne as well, so people on the East Coast can see that.
I've got a dog park still in my idea.
Sign up now for a 20.
Yeah, sign up now to Life Buying Glass for a 50% discount on all events going forward.
The important thing was that this was wine of the night, tied closely with the Luinart series in 2018.
But it didn't tie because it was the one of the night.
It was the one of the night. It was the one of the night. And even that few more months in the bottle, it's even softened again a little bit more. That little bit of extra time, what, 6 months, softening, and it just has purity and focus and nuance and complexity. It's a very beautiful wine. I'm actually more impressed today than ever before with this wine.
I think so too. I agree with that.
I think it's showing
I agree
beautifully.
with that.
And the other thing I wanted to say, to your point about that sulfide character, that reductive character, I think when you bought the Giaconda vertical here, that was really eye-opening for me. That vertical was from 2010 onwards. And the one thing I don't like about sulfides and reductivity is if they don't blow off the wine. Yeah. They're on the palate. They're not leaving the palate. They're not blowing off. Breno, you had those wines open for 3-4 hours, decanted them well.
Yep.
And you could actually see the sulfides in the 10 were almost completely blown off in the glass. And as you got younger and younger and younger and younger, there was like a little bit more of that reductive character showing.
Just a pause. You
Showing.
got to watch JJ out there.
That
Just have a look at him out there, just staring at us.
Showing that it's-
he's literally out there
he is-
staring
he
at
is
us, smiling.
he's very happy.
I haven't seen Joe. I spent a bit of time with JJ. And if you know JJ, you know he doesn't smile often. But today he smiled more than I've ever seen in the last 4 years.
But this is what we want to see. We want to see those sulfides well done, well tucked, and blow off over time. And and this is exactly, I think we're going to see with this wine. And it's just as classy as it comes. I think it's unique to all of the other Giacondas that we've seen.
Yep.
If I had to pick one, maybe even more like 17, but better in every single way.
Okay. From a power perspective on a popping porter, there's no Australian Chardonnay
Nothing.
No.
compares to this. This is just absolutely reductive. But then after a big decanter, just
But I feel like it's one of those wines though in Australia that pouring it even blind for people is just it's a very not easy wine to pick because that's like it's probably taking the piss a bit, but it is stylistically an easier style to assess and understand, right? Because you taste that and you're like, oh, Giaconda, it's reductive, it's Beechworth. It's not like this isn't coming from Motor River, sorry, right? But it's not coming from Motor River, right? But
We'll talk about that.
no ginger there.
you know, there's no ginger in there. That's right. But what there is a really, really dedicated passion to vineyard management and vine management. And I've spent time with Rick in the vineyard, in the vines, in the cave, in the barrel room, like in all of it. I'm very, very grateful for that. But what it did make me understand is just that the greatest wines in the world and everywhere in the world, the attention to detail is with every single step of the wine. Like there is no cutting corners, there is no shortcuts, there is nothing. Like the barrels that they use, the oak that they use, the gravity flow, the temperature control in the cave, the allowance. Like I was there in October and there were still wines going through malolactic fermentation. Right, some had finished, some had just started, some were halfway through. Rick lets the wines go and do what they need to do individually.
So they're basically sulfuring them at the latest point as possible.
Well, they're assessing each barrel as it goes, right? Like they're literally like we tasted 40 something barrels, which is incredible just to even for my mind to commute. But I was like, all right, this barrel needs a hit. This barrel doesn't. This barrel needs to be turned just to let those, stir a little bit. Like, it's a really, really, it's an art form, right? Well, there's no wine in Australia that sells out as quick as this, no matter what.
I think
It doesn't matter.
What it helps you put it together in your mind. We've all been there. And when you see those undulating valleys and whatnot, and obviously the daytime temperature to the nighttime temperature, you're there, you're experiencing it. You can see how something like this, with the fruit power, with the acidity that drives it, you can see how it all comes together. Like the granitic loam, everything there. It just, like when you're there, it's pretty unbelievable.
Oh, we're going to have to jump to the 22 because we're going to get kicked down a few soon. We're really running out of time. So the 22, all right, so like a little bit of a differing vintage and a little bit of a differing powerhouse, but like what thoughts, Phil?
I think whereas the 21 sort of stops you, commands your attention and demands that you contemplate it slowly, like that you don't rush it. I think that this has got like a more integrated sort of approach to it where you could easily just effortlessly drink it like more smoothly rather than like stop every time and contemplate it.
Yeah, it's not like the stop you in tracks wine every single sip you have, but it's like, okay, this is what I am, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm going.
Yeah, it has more, I would say elegance, but it just sort of it's more fluid. Yeah, more approachability.
Yeah, love it.
Everything that 21 has, but it's just a little bit more approachable. That flair and reductiveness isn't quite there.
Yeah.
But that white fruits, floral,
Yes.
petals, it's beautiful. So open.
Great.
It's all in check with each other as like 21 is, but it's just a bit more focused in the sense that when I taste 21, it's an absolute powerhouse. So it just covers the palate. Everywhere in your palate, you can just taste everything. Whereas this is a bit more focused, a bit more linear, but you've still got all the fruit intensity there. And I think it's easy.
I remember when we were pouring this for the Chardonnay challenge, when it first came out, this wine reminded me of the 2012 a bit. It was quite, that texture was right at the front. It was a little bit mealy, a little bit nutty. The sulfides were all there. Everything was in check. It was quite approachable. And now that sort of texture has fallen to the back a little bit in a really, really nice way. And it's just showing a little bit more definition and structure. I think this wine's at a really, really good place at the moment. Is that sweet, Drew?
No, we're going back to the 21s.
We also don't condone pouring out Giaconda.
Yeah, I definitely
we don't condone pouring out Giaconda.
I will be in my complete honest stage. We have been at lunch and we have had a couple of bottles and some other cocktails and things as well, like it's as you do. So we're just going to be drinking responsibly because we are hosting an event tonight. Well, I am anyway. These guys aren't. I am hosting an event tonight. These guys will help, like in some sort of capacity.
I'm helping drinking white burgundy.
We're not sure about how they're helping, but they are actually helping. And then the 23, which who's had the 23 yet?
I think we're moral support.
You guys are very moral support. But I mean, it is really my No, this is actually like the most enjoyable part about this.
You're the hostess for the mostest, or
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Here we go. All right. So 23 current release. Was it like 87 seconds sold out?
To me.
To everybody that got it, congratulations. I mean, there's no wine.
That's a long
even
time
on the even on the secondary market. I don't think there's any wine that jumps in price as fast as this does.
Oh, wow.
And that commands the attention this does. That frantic rush at 8 a.m. to 8:05. And then the constant complaining. All I got complained to from people, a few people about it, as if I worked there and had something to do with it. It had nothing to do with it. It's not my fault that a million people jumped on and tried to buy it. Like, I got abused. So I don't think it's fair. Like, yes, I
Stop complaining about advertising now.
I mean, geez, I'm trying to help the entire industry by pumping up the great wines, and this is one of those wines. I think this overseas, and if you ask some of the big critics from the West who have taken this wine overseas, it stands up against the best of the best, and it always does. And the 23, to me, if I put my 2 cents in, is a hybrid of these two wines.
Right.
It's literally in the middle.
It's reductive. It's fresh. It's beautiful.
It's the one I would open now. It's the one I would drink now.
I'm actually going to try and blend those other two Giacondas later into a glass.
Like a pinfold, they're just like 33 mils of each, and they glass. I wonder how that would go.
We're going to try and try this.
you drink that over the 22 now?
I would do the trade 3, yes. To me, that hits, for me, and it's only my opinion, all right, doesn't make it right, this is the wine that I would drink because it has the balance of power, tension, and drive, but it has the elegance and approachability of this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say for most people, it sounds horrible, but I think a lot of people would prefer to drink this for approachability and drink now. A lot of people would say this needs a decade in the cellar, and that's up to your individual palate. But this, for me, hits both of those marks. So I would reckon perfectly.
I'm really interested, and I'll tell you why after.
Well, looking out through the
I would say I can see what everyone says in regards to it sits between 22 and 21. I do get that totally. I just 22 is seductive for me at the moment. 22 is seductive, and that's just I just want more of it. I can see where this is going to go, and it's actually probably it will broaden out a little bit as time goes on. You can see that straight away, but just for the time being, maybe it's a year in bottle. Maybe that's what we're seeing and it's what we're experiencing, but. It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. We're splitting hairs really out with 3 great wines, but yeah, I mean that's what
people want to know, right? They want
exactly.
It is quite different though. This 23 does have some of the reminders of that 2019 vintage for me. Some of those burgundy, approachable characters in the 2019 that people like, I think are showing in this wine, and it's a bit less ripe fruit and a bit less funk and fleet. It's sort of like right in the middle, but it's got some of those nice, like approachable 2019 characters showing. Really love this wine. It's probably the most balanced and the most ready.
I'd probably say it's the most balanced for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think the 21 and the 23 will go along.
I'd say probably the 23 years. Right.
Okay. So we're gonna 3, 2, 1 them, all right? Individual. We're gonna 3, 2, 1 in order of personal preference. All right. Right now. 3, 2, 1. Phil.
Personal preference.
Personal preference.
Drinking right now.
Right now. Which one? What? 3, 2, 1. What are you doing right now?
I think I'll drink 2023, then 22, then 21.
Okay. Ty.
22, 23, 21.
23, 22, 21 for me.
23, 21, 22.
Yeah.
23, 22, 21.
So we pretty much got our answer here. The 23 is the one that you're going to open now and drink now. The 22 is probably next in line to open up, and the 21 is the one that you're going to leave and hold. So a massive, massive thanks to the lads for coming on here with me. I've got Alan over there filming us in the background. Didn't want to put himself on camera, but he's done a wonderful job at filming for us. Any behind the scenes have come from Alan. So if you don't follow these guys, One Unwrapped, Life Behind Glass, Ty Britton, and It's Phil George. All right, they're not really wine people, but like follow them, please. Please like, comment, subscribe. All right, for this video, I'm going to give away a bottle of 2023 Giaconda to somebody who comments on the actual video. So,
and if you miss out next year's sales, then just complain to Breno.
yeah, make sure you definitely complain
Make sure
to
you
me.
complain to Breno.
So a massive cheers, lads. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And the wine and the one, the lads are out. Cheers.
Peace, y'all.
Good job, lads. That was great. Naturals. We are natural. Let's get out of here until these guys can set up.
We don't have enough time. So
That was natural. That was good.
All right. We'll take these. Thanks.
that's great.
So let's get out of here so these guys can connect. Well, it's weird to a point, and then it's like
You and I will have to do 3 beachy wines, 3 Marmot wines.
done.